This demonstration will talk about hard and soft edges in Maya. So if you are creating objects such as books or objects that need sharp edges as well as soft edges, I'm going to quickly demonstrate how you can do that. If you create, for instance, a sphere, and we'll just duplicate that so that you can see the difference. Well, first of all, what I'll do is go ahead and create something that you'll be able to see a difference in the edges. So if I just grab some verts on top of the sphere and put a cage on that, let's see, we will grab some lattice points, create something that we can see the difference here. So something like that. Alright, so if I wanted a hard edge on this object, let's delete this history. There we go. Alright, so if we take a look at this object, we can see that it has soft edges all the way around, and but this silhouette depicts that we need some hard edges in a few places. So if I grab that object, select the edges, and you can select the edges by, or an edge loop, by double clicking on that edge there, and then what we can do is simply go up to normals and say hard edge. Now you can see the difference. Let's see, go back to this view. You can see that it gives a nice hard edge on that surface. So what we will do now is let's duplicate this object really quickly so you can see the difference. Okay, and if we go back to this object and set this back to normal soft edge, you can really see the difference between the soft edge and the hard edge. So this is a really powerful tool when you're modeling. You can get a lot of diversity in your objects just by being able to set hard and soft edges like this. And the equivalent to max would be the smoothing groups. If you have well, actually, let me bring that up real quick so I can show you the difference in max. Alright, so here we are in max, and I'll just go ahead and demonstrate the same thing. We'll create a sphere, and we'll just go ahead and duplicate that, and we'll go ahead and convert them to editable poly. Right-clicking, editable poly, so here we can have our access to our vertices. Select those vertices, and in the modifier stack we will apply an FFD box, same equivalent to the lattice in max. What I'm going to do is select the sub-object control points and drag and select them here. I'm scaling just as I did in Maya, and creating generally the same problem so that we can see that in max as well. So once I have this object, I'm just going to right click and collapse all, which is the same as deleting history in Maya. Let's just go ahead and duplicate that shape over so we don't have to do it again. I am getting my move tool, holding the shift key down. That gives me the ability to drag and copy. Alright, and so in this case what I'm going to be doing is selecting polygons, okay, and I'm going to scroll right down here to smoothing groups, and I'm going to apply a different smoothing group to the polygons that I have selected. And so then turn off my grid. If I turn off the edges, you will see that I've forgotten to do something. So if I select those again, oops, get them all, and I see that I still have the number 1 smoothing group applied, so it's not going to register the difference. If I unclick that, the best idea to do is just clear all and then select a smoothing group. Then you can see that I have my hard edge. So that is the equivalent of performing that action in Max. And the other thing you might notice is that if I select all of these polygons and clear all the smoothing groups, you can see that you have that faceted look. So if you have a faceted look on your objects and you don't want that, then you know that you need to apply your smoothing groups. So again, you just select the polygons that you're trying to affect, clear all, set to 1 for a nice smooth surface, or you can select the polygons that you want to affect and clear all. See if I have both smoothing groups applied to this object, then you won't see a difference, but you have to uncheck the ones that were applied before, or clear all and select a different smoothing group. So then you can see that it draws a hard line. It will give you the appearance of a hard line, a difference in how the lighting is affecting that. So, alright, I hope this helps you to determine which objects you need to apply this to and which you don't. In games, smoothing groups is not to be confused with overall smoothing of an object. Smoothing groups can and is applied on a regular basis for game objects, but actually smoothing an object or increasing the polygon count is not something that we typically use on objects for games, because we're trying to control so closely the number of polygons for that particular object. So that smoothing an object is just for appearances only, and actually shouldn't be used because it's just sort of deceptive to the eye on what you're going to get in the game. But smoothing groups is something that needs to be applied to all object surfaces and can be applied in different ways to get different effects.